This article reveals the best food for sleeping, as well as 7 other foods that can help you go asleep more quickly. Have you ever considered the possibility that a single bite of food could help you sleep for longer and more deeply than you ever have before? It may feel more difficult to get a good night's sleep as we become older. Your mind refuses to settle. Even though you go to bed exhausted, you are awakened at 3 in the morning, fixing one's gaze to the ceiling. Sometimes nothing works, despite your efforts to try things like herbal teas, soft music, and darker environments. But what if a typical dish, one that you currently have in your kitchen, has the potential to make a significant difference? What we are going to do in this video is take a look at 7 specific meals that have the potential to assist you in falling asleep more quickly, more profoundly, and more naturally than you may have previously believed possible. The aforementioned items are not the latest superfoods or pricey supplements. These are well-known, tried and true, and supported by research that demonstrates how they assist in winding down both your brain and your body. At the end of the day, so whether you are someone who has trouble falling asleep, wakes up too frequently, or simply wishes to sleep more soundly throughout the night, you might find the answer to your problem within the next few minutes. It is true that there is one meal on this list that is considered to be the best natural sleep support, and we will demonstrate to you how to make use of it in the most effective manner. It is crucial to stay until the very end, since the manner in which you consume these dishes is just as significant as the items themselves. Also, if you do it correctly, you might find that you sleep better than you have in years. The time has come to get started. The first option is tart cherries, which provide a natural increase of melatonin. When it comes to the foods that are known to promote deep sleep, tart cherries continue to receive the highest ranking. And there is a solid explanation for this. One of the natural sources of melatonin, which is the hormone that your body utilizes to tell you that it is time to wind down, is found in these foods. Despite the fact that your brain produces melatonin on its own, particularly when it is dark, the rate at which it does so tends to decrease as you get older. And when it occurs, sleep decreases in intensity, gets more fragmented, and becomes more difficult to maintain throughout the night. One thing that sets tart cherries apart from other fruits is that they do more than only boost melatonin. Anthocyanins, which are antioxidants, are also included in them. These anthocyanins help reduce inflammation, which can disrupt your regular rest cycles. This means that they are performing a dual function, assisting your brain in receiving the chemical signal to go to sleep while simultaneously making your body more susceptible to that signal by reducing the amount of stress that is internal to your body. By drinking sour cherry juice twice a day for a period of 2 weeks, older persons were able to increase the amount of time they spent sleeping by more than an hour and improve the quality of their sleep. According to the findings of a small study, not only is that the act of falling asleep, to sleep faster means to remain asleep for a longer period of time and to wake up feeling more rested. For a great number of elderly people, this kind of transformation is transformative. You should opt for a cherry juice that is 100% tart if you want to give it a shot. A small glass should be had approximately 1 hour before going to bed, and it should not be the sweet and sugary variety. Alternately, you may consume dried sour cherries as a snack, or you might include them into a bowl of oats or yogurt in the evening. Consistency is the most important factor. It is ideal for your body to respond when it is aware of what to anticipate. After reading about it in a research on sleep, Harold, who is 78 years old, recently started drinking a small glass of sour cherry juice before going to bed. Within a week, he was no longer waking up at 2 in the morning every single night, and he reported that he started dreaming once more for the very first time in years. According to him, "It did not knock me out. That was all it took to calm me down." It's the kind of change that the majority of people never anticipate coming from a dish. In conclusion, if you are searching for a straightforward and unobtrusive change to make tonight, this might be the one. It is not only effective but also safe, and it is supported by both scientific research and experience. People who simply wish to get back to having a good night's sleep. In the second place, kiwi and serotonin are beneficial for a more rapid beginning of sleep. At first glance, the kiwi may not appear to be in the category of foods that promote sleep. Nonetheless, this small green fruit delivers a tremendous punch when it comes to assisting you in falling asleep more quickly and remaining asleep for longer. Not only does it include a high concentration of antioxidants such as vitamin C and E, but it also contains natural substances that are beneficial to the generation of serotonin. On top of that, serotonin is essential since it is converted into melatonin by your body, that hormone that signals to your brain that it is time to take a break. In particular, research has shown that eating just 2 kiwis an hour before going to bed can increase the onset of sleep, the duration of sleep, and the efficiency of sleep, particularly in older persons who have difficulty falling asleep. After including kiwi into their nightly routine, participants in a small study reported falling asleep 35% faster and sleeping for 13% longer than they had on their previous regimen. It might not sound like a big deal, but if you are someone who struggles to get to sleep at night, even a 10 or 15-minute reduction in the amount of time you spend struggling to do so might feel like a miracle. Additionally, kiwi has a relaxing influence on digestion, which is a more significant factor in sleep than many people recognize or realize it plays. A peaceful mind is frequently the result of a calmer belly. The fact that kiwi fruit has a subtle sweetness makes it feel like a special treat. Now that the day is over, you are winding down with something that not only makes you feel good but also benefits your body. Consider Marlene, who is 72 years old. Immediately following supper, she began eating 1 kiwi, almost as if it were dessert. She remarked that it provided me with something to look forward to. And I observed that I was no longer laying in bed for an hour, waiting for sleep to come. After 2 weeks, she made the decision to add a second kiwi to her diet. And she reported that she began to look forward to going to bed rather than dreading it. When eating kiwi, it is best to do so on an empty stomach, or at the very least, not immediately after a meal that is very heavy. Do the same thing you would do with tart cherry juice and give it a shot about an hour before going to bed. The combination of serotonin precursors and antioxidants starts to act in harmony with the natural rhythm of your body, rather than working against it. I would appreciate it if you could use the second comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Now, let's proceed with our plans. Almonds and the relaxation of muscles during the overnight are the third item. There is a possibility that almonds can do more than most people know when it comes to bringing about a sense of serenity and physical ease before going to bed. Magnesium is a mineral that plays a critical role in relaxing your muscles, soothing your nervous system, and helping your body transition from alert to slumber. These small crunchy nuts are a rich source of magnesium, which the body needs to relax your muscles and neurological system. Research has been conducted to investigate the impact of magnesium on insomnia, particularly in those of advanced age. Insomnia, frequent awakenings, or the aggravating feeling of being exhausted but wired are all symptoms that can be brought on by a lack of this mineral. Consuming almonds on a regular basis in the evening is especially beneficial for improving magnesium levels because of their natural replenishment. It only takes a modest handful, which is approximately 1 ounce, to make an impact over the course of time. The presence of magnesium, along with the presence of healthy fats and a small amount of protein in almonds, can assist in maintaining stable blood sugar levels throughout the night. People who wake up in the middle of the night feeling anxious or hungry for no apparent reason will find this to be an especially effective solution. Almonds help reduce the spikes and falls in energy levels that can disrupt your sleep when they are consumed, since they provide your body with a constant supply of energy. Let's take Frank, who is 75 years old. Before going to bed, he would snack on cookies, not realizing that the amount of sugar in his diet was harming his ability to sleep. It only took a few days for him to notice an improvement in his sleep after he began eating almonds and a few slices of banana in the evening. He stated that I no longer wake up shaking, and that I feel more rested in the morning, as if my body had genuinely recovered from the effects of the event. To get the most out of almonds, you should avoid overdoing it. Eating an excessive amount of them can be taxing on digestion, which might disrupt sleep rather than promote it. Be sure to limit yourself to a modest amount, and whenever possible, pair them with something calming, such as warm milk or chamomile tea. Before going to bed, the objective is not to feel full, but rather to feel nourished or balanced and to have a sense of gentle satisfaction. Therefore, if you are searching for an easy one and a once and tomorrow in a fulfilling nighttime snack that does more than simply taste nice, this could be the one for you, mostly due to the fact that doing so is not always about knocking oneself out. What you are doing is providing your body with the silent release, softening, and drifting that it requires. For a more restful sleep, tryptophan and bananas come in at number 4. If you have bananas sitting on your kitchen counter, you might be surprised to learn that they are one of the most underrated meals for sleep. This fruit, which is soft and familiar, contains a high concentration of natural muscle relaxants such as magnesium and potassium. However, the presence of tryptophan, an amino acid that is directly involved in the production of both serotonin and melatonin, is what makes it particularly useful for the time of day when one is getting ready to go to bed. A soothing cascade is created in the brain with the assistance of tryptophan. Melatonin helps the body get ready for sleep, while serotonin improves mood and one's overall sense of well-being during the day. It is much simpler to relax both physically and psychologically as the night draws to a close if you have a banana in the evening. This is because you are supporting the full chain of effects that are occurring. Bananas are distinguished from other foods that contain tryptophan by the fact that they also include natural sugars and fiber, both of which contribute to the more efficient transportation of the calming substances into the brain after they have been consumed. This is a support that burns slowly and gently. This is not a knockout, but rather a more subdued relaxation of your neurological system. At the age of 70, Eleanor revealed that she had been taking over-the-counter sleep aids on many occasions per week. Nevertheless, she discovered that she was able to go asleep more naturally once she made the decision to transition to a nightly regimen that included a half of a banana and a small cup of warm milk. Despite what she said, "It does not put me to sleep. With this, I am able to go asleep." There is a contrasting aspect. Consider eating a half banana approximately 30 to 60 minutes before going to bed if you are interested in giving this a shot. You can consume it in its natural state, cut it into oatmeal, or mash it with a dollop of peanut butter to increase the amount of satisfaction it provides. But you should steer clear of mixing it with sweet and rich sweets. Instead of excitement, the idea is to provide mild support. In addition, here is a piece of advice. When compared to bananas that are overripe, those that are just beginning to turn yellow have a tendency to have a higher amount of usable tryptophan and a lower sugar spike. Go for the ones that have only a few brown spots, rather than those that have completely speckled skins. If you are eating for sleep, when you incorporate bananas into your nighttime routine, you are doing more than just add a fruit to your diet. Incorporating a sleep support system that provides your brain, your muscles, and your hormones with the ability to move in the same direction toward restful sleep is what you are doing. I would appreciate it if you could use the 4th comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Now, let's proceed with our plans. Number 5. Oatmeal and the ability of complex carbohydrates to stimulate the production of serotonin. There are a lot of people who eat oatmeal for breakfast. But very few people are aware that it may also be a formidable ally when it comes to getting ready for bed, because it naturally supports the body's synthesis of serotonin. Eating a bowl of warm oats in the evening may help you go asleep more easily and remain asleep for longer. This is not because it causes you to feel sleepy on its own, rather, it is because it helps the body produce serotonin. How does it operate exactly? In terms of complex carbs, oatmeal is abundant. Tryptophan, an amino acid that we have already established, is transported across the blood-brain barrier with the assistance of these carbohydrates. When tryptophan enters the brain, it is first turned into serotonin, which is responsible for calming the nervous system, and then into melatonin, which is responsible for getting you ready for sleep. Simply by providing the body with the nutrients it requires, it is as if you are able to switch the internal switch from alert to relaxed. Timing and portion control are the most important factors here. Around 30 minutes before going to bed, consuming a small bowl of oats that are either plain or gently sweetened can produce a slow and constant release of energy that provides a calming effect rather than a stimulating one. In contrast to sugary snacks, which cause your blood sugar to soar and then crash, oats maintain a steady level of blood sugar, which sends a signal to your body that it is safe to rest. Consider a person like Walter, who is 76 years old and has stated that he used to stay up late watching television since he was unable to sleep due to his restlessness, ignoring the fact that his snacking habits were contributing to the issue. He would munch on chips or cookies. His nighttime routine changed when he substituted that for a warm bowl of oats with a sprinkle of cinnamon and a few tart cherries. This was the transition that brought about the change. It was before the show was over that I found myself yawning, despite the fact that I had not anticipated much. Avoid instant oatmeal that has a lot of sugar added to it if you want to get the most out of it. Go for rolled oats that are plain. I would recommend adding a cherry or a banana, as well as a splash of milk. Additionally, the dish's warmth is beneficial. It sends a message that comfort, safety, and routine are important. And when it comes to sleep, people tend to underestimate how important these things. Therefore, if you are the type of person who consumes dinner at an earlier time than usual and frequently finds that you require a little something in the evening, this can be the ideal answer for you. It not only satisfies the need to eat, but it also helps to support the chemistry of your brain and encourages your body to relax without the need for medicine. That is all that is required, and it can be really effective at times. Tea made from chamomile and the relaxing effects of apigenin come in at number 6. For a very long time, chamomile tea has been regarded as a natural medicine for calming restlessness. And there is a solid reason why this practice has endured the test of time. Apigenin is a chemical that is found in this soothing herbal tea. Apigenin attaches to particular receptors in the brain, which have the ability to lower anxiety and aid induced sleep. It is not like a drug in that it does not force your body to sleep. It does nothing more than quell the mental chatter that frequently keeps us awake. The way in which chamomile coordinates its effects with the natural cycle of the body is what makes it particularly useful for people of advanced age. Additionally, as we get older, our levels of the stress hormone cortisol may remain elevated well into the evening. One of the reasons why some elderly people lie in bed wide awake, even when they are physically exhausted, is because of this. In order to facilitate a smoother transition from a state of alertness to one of relaxation, chamomile can help decrease the effects of overstimulation. If you drink a cup of warm chamomile tea before going to bed, you are not only obtaining apigenin, but you are also sending a signal to your nervous system that is familiar to it. It's time to take a break. It is the combination of the warmth, the comfort, and the habit that helps to alleviate tension, soften breathing, and create the kind of quiet that is conducive to greater sleep. What about Joan, who is 69 years old? She made it a habit to drink a cup of chamomile tea every night at approximately 8:30 o'clock. At the time of bedtime, she not only reported feeling more relaxed, but she also reported having fewer thoughts that were racing. In the past, she remarked, I would lie there and go over my list of things to do. All I can do now is let the day pass. It is almost as if the tea assists me in finishing the book. It is recommended that you steep your tea for at least 5 to 7 minutes and drink it gently in order to get the most out of it. If you like, you can add a little honey, but be sure to keep it mild. An excessive amount of sugar can cancel out the soothing benefits. Additionally, make an effort to include it into a bigger routine that you perform before going to bed. Reduce the brightness of the lights, switch off any electronic devices, and allow your body permission to ease up. The consumption of chamomile on a regular basis is not only harmless but also easy on the stomach. In point of fact, research has demonstrated that those who consume it on a nightly basis report dramatically improved sleep quality, particularly when used in conjunction with other relaxing routines. I would appreciate it if you could use the 6th comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Now, let's proceed with our plans. Warm milk and bedtime body signaling are featured in the 7th spot. When you have a glass of warm milk before going to bed, you get a sense of comfort and familiarity. Not only is it a time-honored manner of doing things, it is a ritual that has its origins in mental and biological processes. Milk, like bananas, contains tryptophan, which is a neurotransmitter that stimulates the production of serotonin and melatonin in the brain. In addition to this, it provides a somewhat more subtle form of emotional comfort. There are 2 ways in which warm milk can calm the body. The first thing that happens is that the physical warmth causes a tiny increase in your internal temperature. After that, your body begins the natural process of getting ready for sleep as it then begins to cool down. Second, the act of sipping something warm and creamy sends a message to your nervous system to slow down, similar to the way a newborn relaxes when they are being gently rocked or fed. Additionally, the fact that milk contains a trace quantity of calcium, which helps the brain improve its utilization of tryptophan, is beneficial. Indeed, the amino acid is not the only factor. The delivery system is the problem. The warmth, the nutrition, and the routine all work together to send a subtle message to your body that the day is coming to an end and that it is just about time to go to sleep. Someone like George, who is 80 years old, after the death of his wife, he had a difficult time sleeping for several months. At night, a neighbor made a kind suggestion that he might try drinking a cup of warm milk. Despite his skepticism, George decided to give it a shot. Over the course of a few days, he was not simply sleeping better. As a result, he reported feeling more emotionally stable. It was like if I wasn't alone, he explained, and it brought back memories of being safe. It is the power of a routine that not only nourishes your body but also your spirit that makes this possible. What matters most is the experience you get with it, regardless of whether you consume it on its own or combine it with a few almonds or a small slice of banana. Turn off your mobile device. Sit down in a calm location. Take deep breaths while you drink. A magical food is not the topic at hand. What's important is that you send your body all of the appropriate signals at the appropriate moment. Your sleep does not have to be something you actively seek out when everything is in harmony, including your diet, your environment, and your intentions. In time, it will become something that comes about naturally. Lastly, some thoughts. It's not necessary for sleep to feel like a mystery when you're 70, 75, or even 85 years old. It is a fact that your body undergoes changes. Your rhythms vary, and the things that were successful in the past may no longer be effective in the same way. In spite of this, it is not impossible to achieve a pleasant night's sleep. It is sometimes sufficient to simply tune in, provide your body with the appropriate signals, and do it in a gentle manner night after night. We took a look at 7 foods that not only satisfy your hunger but also have a purpose in your body. Every one of them provides your brain your hormones, and your nerves with the message that it is appropriate for you to take a break right now. In addition, if you incorporate these meals into your routine in a deliberate manner, not simply by consuming them, but by incorporating them into a routine, you might discover that your evenings become more soothing and that your mornings feel a little more revitalized. Keep in mind that acquiring additional hours of sleep is not the only problem. How deeply you sleep, how peacefully you wake up, and how powerful you feel during the day are all important factors to consider. Restoring your health, your vitality, and your attitude one night at a time is the goal of this endeavor. If you are still having trouble sleeping, you might want to try beginning with just one small modification. A bowl of oats, a cup of tea, and one akivi are all included. Allow your body to come back to the beat. Please be patient. It is important that it has faith that sleep is something it is permitted to welcome, and not something it must force itself to get. We appreciate you being here with us today. It would be wonderful if you could get in touch with us. Please leave a comment below and tell us about one item you discovered today and how you intend to put it to use in your life right now. We place a high value on your opinions, so please do not be reluctant to share them with us. Our inspiration and encouragement are greatly increased as a result of reading your remarks. I would appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it to be informative and enjoyable. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. We appreciate you taking the time to watch, and we hope to see you in the future video.